will pass the floor immediately to Mr. Tatchell to see if we can have time for questions and answers. So, Mr. Tatchell, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much to the unrepresented nations and people's organisations, and to all of you for being here today. It is a great honour to speak alongside so many esteemed speakers who have done so much over such a long period of time to support the Baloch national cause. Today I want to specifically address the Pakistani occupation. As we have heard, Balochistan was forcibly incorporated into Pakistan in 1948 without any public agreement or consent. It is a colony of Pakistan in all but name and remains part of Pakistan by armed force. I speak as someone who's been campaigning for 50 years promoting democracy and human rights and self-determination in many diverse subjugated countries, from Vietnam in the 1960s to East Timor in the 1970s and 80s. I bring to the table my experience and knowledge of how they succeeded in moving from a regime of occupation to a successful liberation movement that secured independence. This is the big challenge for us now. How do we get Balochistan from where it is at this moment to where we want it to be in the future? I speak as a friend of Balochistan, but I'm mindful that the future of Balochistan is a matter for the people and national movement of Balochistan. It is not to me or any outsider to dictate solutions. All that I do is offer my experience and knowledge. The future of Balochistan must be decided by the Baloch people. So what I'm doing today is offering some ideas for consideration. These ideas are not in fact mine alone. They are the result of discussions with and between Baloch national activists. We identified the biggest shortcoming is the lack of a peace and self-determination plan. There are many laudable aims from many different sectors of the Baloch national democratic movement. But there is to this day no coherent, generally agreed plan of action. So what we concluded is that what is needed is a roadmap setting out how to end Pakistan's occupation and to secure a negotiated political settlement. The Baloch national movement needs to put Pakistan on the spot by proposing a credible plan which says, this is what we want, and this is how we're going to get from here to there. The international community also wants to see a plan. They want to know what the Baloch people stand for and how they propose to achieve a solution. So we came up with what we call a draft Balochistan Freedom Charter. This is a roadmap to de-escalate the conflict, leading to national liberation and the creation of a new independent state. The Balochistan Freedom Charter proposes a six-stage process of peace and self-determination, drawing on the Vietnam peace process in the 1970s. And these are its 6 key proposals. First, to call for a UN-supervised ceasefire and the cessation of military operations by all sides, and the confinement of Pakistani forces to barracks and Baloch national insurgents to full accounts. Second, the release of all political prisoners and a full account of all disappeared persons. Third, open access to all parts of Balochistan for media, aid agencies, and human rights organizations. Fourth, the right of return of displaced refugees, the restoration of their property, and compensation by Pakistan for losses caused by the conflict. Fifth, an end to inward colonization of Balochistan by non-Baloch settlers. And sixth, a UN-supervised referendum on self-determination, offering the people of Balochistan the option of independence. The Balochistan Freedom Charter also proposes 6 principles as the basis of an independent state of Balochistan. First, social justice, equality, and human rights for all Baloch people, including equal rights for women. Second, land reform, the right of every adult Baloch person to have a share in land ownership. Third, the redistribution of wealth and power to all the people of Balochistan. Fourth, a secular state where people of all faiths and none have an equal legal status and where no religion is privileged in law, government, or public institutions. Fifth, democratic and personal freedoms, including free multi-party elections, the right to protest, and freedom of speech and the press, as enshrined in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights and its International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. And sixth, a UN Commission of Inquiry into disappeared persons and the victims of detention without trial, torture, and extrajudicial killings, leading to a UN Special Tribunal to prosecute human rights abusers for war crimes and crimes against humanity. These 6 principles of an independent state are similar to and modelled on the Freedom Charter of the African National Congress of South Africa, which successfully mobilised the South African people and international public opinion against apartheid and in support of the African National Congress and a free, multiracial democracy. The draft Balochistan Freedom Charter is important for 4 reasons. 1, the people of Balochistan have a right to know what the nationalist movement stands for. They are more likely to rally around and unite behind a clear, practical liberation program. 2, the Balochistan Freedom Charter could become a focus for uniting the diverse Baloch factions. It is worded with a broad appeal to unite the largest possible number of Baloch people, despite whatever other disagreements they might have. Maximum unity has been the key to every successful national liberation struggle throughout history. Division weakens and undermines the Baloch freedom movement. 3, Pakistan needs to be put under pressure and on the spot. And the way to do that is with specific demands to end militarization, occupation, and the violation of human rights. And to insist that Pakistan must agree to self-determination in accordance with the United Nations Charter and international law. 4, nations and governments worldwide are more likely to support Baloch national liberation if they know what the Baloch nationalists are seeking and the proposed character of a future independent Balochistan. The draft Balochistan Freedom Charter's commitment to democracy, human rights and secularism is particularly important and will resonate with democratic governments, human rights organisations and the United Nations and the European Union. Now, whether these proposals are the right ones is a matter of debate. These proposals are not set in stone. They're ideas for discussion. But it is crucial that there is some kind of unifying, specific, credible roadmap which the Baloch people, together with the United Nations and the whole international community, can press Pakistan to accept. Now, some critics say that Balochistan can never win against its all-powerful, overbearing occupier. But from my knowledge of history, David can defeat Goliath, as the US learned to its cost in Vietnam. Like all people everywhere, the people of Balochistan have a right to self-determination. It is enshrined in the United Nations Charter. So my conclusion is, Pakistan can delay Balochistan's right to self-determination at great financial, moral, political and reputational cost. But ultimately, the freedom of Balochistan cannot, must not, and will not be denied.